Welcome to Colombia Moda! Welcome to Medellin. We have the 30th anniversary of ColombiaModa this year. It's one of the biggest fashion events in South America, and we are going to cover a lot. We are going to see fashion shows, catwalks. We are going to show you models, more models. We're going to speak to the organizers. We will explain you how the fashion show works, what it offers. We will show you everything we can. So stay tuned and let's find out what we can see here at ColombiaModa. What you see behind me, that's the entrance to the backstage area, and that's where we're going now. And there's no entrance without this. Behind me you see the models preparing for going on the catwalk, and here it's like one after another designers, and it's quite a busy area, but the designers, they have all their little rooms for their clothes and the models to prepare. Let's see what's happening in here in the backstage area. So there you have a big screen, and the models are now getting instructions where to walk, because usually you have to walk in the middle to the front, and sometimes you stop for a second and then you turn and then you go to the left or to the right. This is all coordinated. So he's now instructing the models on the big screen, where you can see everything inside, where the show actually will happen, that the models don't walk too far or too short, because at the end of the catwalk there are all the cameras. So you have television, you have photographs, and it's very important that the models know until what point they need to walk and into what direction they have to turn. Looks like Miguel has a fantastic stuff, a very good team. Everything is very calm, very easygoing, because usually when you have fashion shows, like in the last moments before starting, it becomes really hectic, because you have some accessories who are missing, and they start fixing details, and they start redoing some makeup, and you really can feel it usually. And here everything seems very quiet, very unbelievable. I never saw something like that, so the team must be great. Finally, we're here with Giacomo and Miguel, Pop to Wear, the fashion show, the catwalk. We filmed yesterday. It was an awesome collection, an awesome show, very colorful. So let's find out what they're going to tell us about themselves, about their brand, their collections, and the message they want to transmit with their show they had yesterday.
Well, we are Miguel Pop to Wear. We pull out the artists that you have inside. We dress artists, pop artists, reggaetoneros. Yeah, we had the fashion show yesterday. It was a pop army, that was the concept. An army full of color. We invite you through me to dress Miguel and feel like an artist, like me. Look.
You also have a shop here in Medellin.
Yeah.
Where is the shop?
The shop is in the design street. It is one block from the Gerrards Park.
What is the design you sell? It's the same design you showed on the catwalk yesterday, or is it a bit different?
We have both kind of designs. Look, we have this that is very commercial, but we also have the very high fashion and avant-garde stuff that is exclusive for our artists. We dressed Maluma, J Balvin, Gracie, that are Latin
singers.
Latin singers.
If foreigners come here to Medellin and they want to visit your shop, it's easy to find? We show you the address here. Just tell your cab driver to get there. And is there something people need to know about the store? Do you have vendors that speak English, for example?
In our store, everybody speaks English, so they can get whatever they want. The stops and the prices and everything, of course.
And when did you actually start with your brand? And did you have a development, or you, from the start, from the beginning, you had a clear idea that you want to produce this kind of fashion for artists?
We begin with that idea because we are a fashion stylist. So at first time we begin with video clips. So this is the reason why we have the store, because we already have the clients.
You also do tailor-made work, so somebody can come to your store and then you make a personalized styling.
Exactly.
Ah, that's wonderful. That's great.
Welcome everybody to Colombia.
And welcome to our store in Medellin, Miguel Pop to Wear. Come, you are going to have an amazing experience. Don't hesitate, just come to Colombia.
My business. My business. My business. My pimpin'. My business. My business. My business.
This is the moment you all were waiting for. I'm presenting you different models from different regions from Colombia. So let's find out what are the types of models we can find in Colombia. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Mónica. Jessica Moreno.
Martín Barrera.
Adel.
Jonathan Angulo.
María Fernanda Rojas.
Jovistar Padilla.
Paola. Diana Mora. Sofía Torres.
Diego Calderón.
María José.
¿De dónde eres?
De Barranquilla. De Buenaventura.
De Barranquilla.
De Los Llanos.
De Venezuela.
De Villavicencio.
De Buenaventura. De la ciudad de Barranquilla.
Del Chocó. Chocuana. Bogotá, Colombia. De Bucaramanga.
¿Y cuánto mides?
1.90.
1,82.
1,88.
1,86.
Unbelievable, she's taller than I am.
Mira, 1.93. 1.87.
1,81. 1,82. 1,78. 1,80.
1.90.
1,82. 1,79.
Something's wrong. Let's correct that. Oh, you see? I'm currently here with Anna. She's working for Sparta, and this is amazing product. And I firstly thought it's only for women, but it's also for men. And she actually suggested something to me. So
I said that you could use a little bit more bump. So
I need more bum, more bum. The product is actually focused on making the bum a little bit bigger. It's actually a little bit like trousers you wear for biking.
Yes.
This is interesting. I think in Europe you don't sell too many of those, but it's a very Latin American thing that girls, they want to have the big bum. Thank you very much for explaining us.
Thank you.
So if you need something to lift your bum, you can get it.
My business. My pimpin', my business. My pimpin', my business. My pimpin', my business. My pimpin', my business.
I'm currently here with Sebastian. He's the director of marketing, and he will give us more facts and data, everything about Inex Moda, who is the organizer of ColombiaModa in Medellin. So, Sebastian, what can you tell us about Colombia Fashion Week?
First of all, I'd like to tell everybody a little bit about Inex Moda and the organization. Inex Moda is a nonprofit organization. We're private, so we're not an association, we're not a cluster. So we were created 31 years ago approximately to support and to promote the fashion industry of Colombia for the rest of the world, right? So the first two trade shows that Inex Moda created back then were Colombia Text and ColombiaModa, which take place in July, the show we're in right now. ColombiaModa showcases fashion and finished products, garment, right? So Inex Moda is the organization behind both of the shows, and we also do consultancy, training, and research for the fashion industry. So there's a big team behind Colombia Text, ColombiaModa, and obviously behind Inex Moda.
How many people are working on Colombia Fashion Week?
ColombiaModa, we have around 50 people that work for Inex Moda, and we have another temporary 300 people around 350 working for ColombiaModa.
Okay, yeah, that's quite a big event. And in terms of quantity of shows and models and participants, do you have any numbers of that?
Yes, I do. Well, ColombiaModa, a lot of people don't know that ColombiaModa is the most important fashion week and fashion show in Latin America. From Mexico to Brazil, there is not a show like ColombiaModa in terms of square meters of commercial exhibition, in terms of visitors, in terms of buyers. So a lot of people don't know this, but ColombiaModa is the most important fashion show in Latin America. We have around 570 brands in the show with the commercial exhibition and around 25 runways throughout the 3 days of the show. We also have the Knowledge Pavilion with experts and lectures from not only Colombia, but experts from around the world. We have around 16 free conferences, so people can just walk into the theater where we have the lectures. And we also have workshops that are free, open to the public.
And what I saw, you have a separate floor for buyers. So in terms of international buyers, what can they find here? Why ColombiaModa is interesting for them, for people from the USA or Europe to come here to Colombia? What do you have to offer?
Yes, actually ColombiaModa is a very interesting show because this year we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of ColombiaModa, and we decided to have a transformation on the show and to understand what brands needed and how a show like ColombiaModa would be a good platform for marketing strategies from the fashion companies. So we created two different floors. One of the floors is directed to end consumer, so people can just come into the show, buy products, live a lot of fashion experiences. And we have a separate floor for specialized buyers, meaning wholesalers, distributors, specialized buyers, not only from Colombia, but from abroad. So we receive around 10,000 visitors, buyers from Colombia, and around 1,500 visitors from outside Colombia. These buyers are looking mostly for swimwear, shapewear, athleisure, a lot of sportswear. Colombia has become very specialized in these categories, and actually a lot of people don't know that Colombia is the third manufacturer of shapewear in the world. So Colombia is competing with Asia and other big countries in terms of this category.
The very interesting thing I have to mention is in Colombia, the fashion industry is not just designing, they're producing. So in Colombia, there is so much fashion design and production in the country. It's impressive. Do you have some numbers of that maybe?
Yes, we do. We have let's say the whole supply chain in Colombia is very integrated. So we have we produce from the yarn all the way to the garment. And not in every category, but we have specialized in several categories. For example, denim. Colombia is very, very strong in denim. One of the bigger manufacturers of denim for Levi's in the world is in Colombia, and they're located here in Medellin. So that's something that I think the fashion industry in Colombia should be proud of. We have developed a very specialized labor around swimwear, around lingerie. We're very strong in production of lingerie as well. As I said, athleisure and sportswear. I don't have the numbers right now of how big the production is in Colombia, but it's mostly concentrated in Antioquia, which is the state or the department where Medellin, the capital city where we're at right now, is located, and where ColombiaModa is celebrated. So most of the production is located here in around our city or around ColombiaModa. That's why Inex Moda and ColombiaModa were founded in Medellin.
In terms of what I observed, the catwalks, you see quite haute couture, like very high-end fashion brands with fantastic Colombian designers.
Yep.
But here, what you offer to the public, it's not haute couture. It's more like streetwear.
Commercial, yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, we have a variety of products in Colombia. Colombia doesn't only have, let's say, commercial product or streetwear. You know, the products that you see in a shopping mall or at a regular retailer. We have that, but we also have very good design, and we have very good designers. Actually, I think Colombia is one of the countries that has the most design schools in Latin America. There's a lot of culture around design. Actually, this is a fact that's a little light, but let's say the most popular soap opera in Colombia was the most franchised soap opera around the world. It's Ugly Betty. I think. Are you familiar with Ugly Betty? Yeah. Ugly Betty is originally from Colombia. It's the most franchised soap opera in the world as of now. And Ugly Betty talks basically about how important designers are and fashion companies are for an industry. That's like the original script of the soap opera. So there has been a culture of design, of giving a lot of importance to designers, and we have top of the line designers right now in Colombia that are exporting to a lot of countries in the world. So we try to showcase these designers in the runways throughout the 25 runways that we have in ColombiaModa. We also have commercial brands or streetwear, but this year for the 30th edition of ColombiaModa, we're focusing mostly on designers and the new talents that are taking over or that have opened up a space in the fashion weeks of the world. We have, for example, Joana Ortiz. Joana Ortiz is now, let's say, the most important high-end designer in Colombia. She is exporting to 28 countries. She's selling $15 million a year, and this has taken place in around 4 or 5 years. That's a big growth for the period of time. So we're looking for the next Joana Ortiz of our country. So that's our bet right now.
So if international buyers want to contact you or they're interested in the Colombian fashion industry or whatever, who should they contact?
Well, we do. We have a collaboration with Pro Colombia. Pro Colombia is an organization in Colombia that promotes the exports of the fashion, well, not only fashion industry, but a lot of the industries in Colombia. And they have offices around the world. So they can contact an office of Pro Colombia, or they can visit our website, www.colombiamoda.com, and they can file an application as a buyer. I mean, when a buyer is qualified to visit ColombiaModa, and if the buyer is looking for commercial streetwear or if the buyer is looking for high-end product, we'll categorize the buyer, and most of the times we'll provide, let's say, lodging or hotels and transportation for the buyer to come into the show and visit our exhibitors.
If you want to come to Colombia, if you want to see the fashion industry and the great designer shops in Bogota, Medellin, you can travel, of course, with me. And if you need some more contacts, you also can contact me. And for the future, if you're interested for visiting ColombiaModa or whatever fashion show in Colombia, yeah, write us and we'll help you. Sebastian?
Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you for having me.
For all the information, and yeah, see everybody here in Colombia very soon. So that was it, 30 years of ColombiaModa organized by Inex Moda. I want to say thanks to Inex Moda, the whole team. They supported us a lot, gave us access to all the facilities. They helped us organizing, getting in contact with people. So it's a great Colombian event. It's very professional. I want to say thank you for watching our video. If you're interested in seeing more content about Colombia, please subscribe our channel. If you have questions or comments, whatever, you can write them below. Give us a like or a non-like if you didn't like it, if you want to see something else. And hope to see you next time on my channel, or even better, here in Colombia. I say goodbye from ColombiaModa in Medellin. See you next time.